Welcome back to the KII CARRY channel where we key
and we carry.
I'm Troy.
I'm Damon.
And today we'll be reviewing the 4th episode of The Shit We Do for Love, titled Second Time Around.
Oof, the way they was carrying, I feel like it should be the 19th time around. Like,
speaking of 19 times, I'm sorry. Our wine.
Oh yeah, so we definitely want to tell you that we got sponsored again. Not really. Not sponsored by them, but tonight we're drinking 19 Crimes. 19 Crimes.
It's pretty good.
19 Crimes or 19 times.
19 times?
It depends on what I'm doing 19 times.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, it depends on what I'm doing 19 times.
I think I'm gonna say 19 crimes.
What type of crimes though?
Ooh, all sorts.
Embezzle.
Embezzle! I was hoping embezzle! She's talking about embezzle money. Embezzle, bitch.
Entanglement.
Entanglement.
That should be a crime. That really should be a crime. That word itself. If you use the word entanglement, you should just be locked up for life. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not here to key on the topics of affairs.
Yes.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But overall, what were your overall thoughts on this episode?
Well, first, I feel like this was one of the longer episodes because I couldn't remember like what episode this was. For some reason, this show kind of blends together for me. I don't know if it's like their episode sizes, but yeah, they all just seem to kind of blend together. But I'm trying my hardest not to spoil anything. Like if you're just trying to watch with the show, but I would say it was a cool episode. I feel like you're getting more of Malcolm and Quentin's relationship and the mess that is Will and fucking Travis.
Yes.
So what about you?
I liked it. I thought it was kind of slow. Like the first 2 episodes, we were getting to know the characters. We were getting to see dates.
Yeah.
There was a date this episode, not a lot, but I feel like this episode kind of focused more on, I want to say drama than the actual, I guess, networking part of it.
I could see that.
Yeah, I was just here. I was looking to see dates. I was looking to see, people meet for the first time, see if they click or whatnot. But I did enjoy Malcolm and Quentin's date, the only date we got. But other than that, the episode was okay.
Okay. Speaking of them, I would say that their whole like storyline is my memorable moment.
Yeah.
Just because like I don't know, it's just interesting seeing, I guess, 2 people on this show like date and like see them date throughout the show, I guess. But I just wanted to know that I feel like Quentin is becoming more like personable and like his personality is starting to show. Yeah. But then on the opposite end, you got Malcolm, who is like becoming more awkward, I guess.
Very awkward.
Because the end of that date was awkward as
fuck.
Was. I was like,
oh, you're so funny.
Are you gonna take the lead? You're gonna like this is usually where people will say like good night or I'm about to make plans. Right. Like, what are you doing? Like, it was so awkward. Like, do you think they're gonna last or no? From this point, do you think that like just seeing them date?
Not really. Just because Malcolm seems to be falling for Quentin way faster than Quentin is falling for Malcolm, and I kind of see it 50-50. If you meet a person who they're attractive and mentally they match you mentally, and then what you could bring to the table, I feel like if you just meet somebody you think they're just the perfect person for you, I could see falling for them. However, ease up. Just slow your roll. Don't overdo it. Like, just don't overdo it. I kind of feel like
Quentin does seem like he's moving a little, or Malcolm seems like he's moving too fast.
Pretty fast, especially for they just met. And not only that, this is a dating show, so he's kind of getting too involved in like one person,
right?
Instead of mingling with like the rest of the people on the show, mingling with the rest of the cast.
Yeah, I did notice that, and I kind of wish they would. Like, okay, so we're on episode 4. I feel like people should have been on. I feel like more people should be on dates.
Yeah, definitely.
And I kind of thought that, like, I guess, like, each episode we would see one person go on a date with another cast member, which is kind of what drew me into the show. But now it just seems like it's just like, why it's kind of like Chasing Atlanta, where it's like, just watch these people interact. Some are friends, some are dating, some don't know what they're doing. Like, you know, like, so I kind of wish it was more structured. Yeah. And like, you got like every episode, one of these people go on a date with each other. If I don't care if they like each other, I don't care if they're friends, like, because it would just make it much more interesting to like see people like imagine, okay, like Quentin and Malcolm like each other, but then he has to go on a date with Alante or something, you know, and so it's like, and they're friends, so it's like this awkward tension, but not really, you know. So I feel like that kind of let me down.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but that is a good point. Like, Malcolm and Quentin have been dating, so it would be interesting to see, like, if Quentin went on a date with, like, Ryan or somebody else, how Malcolm would, like, react to it, if he would be jealous, or, like, vice versa. If Malcolm went on a date with somebody, how would Quentin, like, react to it? Like,
maybe, like, Quentin is going on a date with Ryan, but, like, I guess Alante's friend doesn't like Ryan. Right. Like, that would kind of lead to, you know. Yeah. So. Yeah,
that would be, I guess, kind of like organic drama. Yeah. Instead of just putting people together and just having them argue at each other. That would be an interesting dynamic. Like, I would have been definitely down for that, like, concept. Like, we know these two people have been dating, but let's kind of split them and pair them with other partners or other people to see how they mesh, and then let's kind of see how that affects, like, Quentin and Malcolm's relationship. Right. That would have been cool, but I haven't gotten to that yet.
You get what you get. No, I'm just like, we like the show. But yeah, did you talk about your moment?
What's something that stuck out to me is, I guess, the continuation of Travis's and Will's beef. Like, episode 3 ended with them in the hookah bar arguing. Mm-hmm. So episode 4 picked up where episode 3 left off. And not only that, it continued until them meeting up outside and not getting anywhere. Like, they sat down to talk about, oh, I don't have a problem with you, but y'all left, like, still with tension, like, in the air. So I felt like, cut that shit down. We really didn't need that. Yeah. I want more dates.
That episode did go, or that scene went on for like a really long time.
Yeah. I'm here for, like, I won't say lengthy scenes, but if the scene gets somewhere, like if there's a point to be made, or if the point is, you know, they come to a resolution. Right. Like, that didn't happen with this scene. I feel like that could have been left, or that scene shouldn't even been, I guess, put into that episode. Just because they had, like, a conversation at the hookah lounge. Like,
or they can cut out stuff in the middle and make it smaller.
Yeah, that should have been just the end of that, and then it should have went to somebody should have went on a date, but no, we got Travis versus Will part 2.
Yeah, so how did you feel about it? Who do you like? How do you feel about the characters?
To me, they're the most draining. Okay. Like,
or more so, like, how do you feel about, like, who do you think is right and wrong in the situation?
Again, they're both draining, but honestly, I don't know. Just they both wrong, if you want to be honest. Like, okay, I'm thinking of the hookah lounge. Will walked in and he was like, Will walked in and Travis was like, oh, did you just leave the gym? And then that's what started, and it just kind of went downhill from there. I think Will started it because he took the comment the wrong way. I guess it wasn't shade. He was just like, you left the gym, but.
Well, I feel like it went left when whatchamacallit started talking about, like, OnlyFans. Oh, yeah. Like, no, just fans in general. And I feel like that's kind of where it went left. But it seemed like that was, like, a misunderstanding, I guess. But then I also feel like that was, like, what Will needed to, like, start a confrontation. Yeah. It just seemed very, like, weird. Especially for somebody that you don't know to just start arguing with somebody. It's kind of weird. So, I mean.
I also have another question. Who was the OnlyFans creator busting their asshole open for $3.99 that got Will pressed?
Who made Will feel some type of way?
Who hurt Will?
Who hurt him? Who didn't respond to his DM? Like,
who crushed his feelings? Because that was a very specific shot.
Very specific.
Like, But yeah, this Travis versus Will part 2 was just, God, it wasn't needed.
How did you feel about his comment? I guess he was saying, like, I guess just because you do certain things online for low wages, as he would put it, like, and then walk around like you're Beyonce, like, you can't do that. I feel like you can do whatever you want,
go for it.
Like,
shit.
I mean, how people are gonna receive that, but that ain't got nothing to do with me,
right?
So I'm just like, Will, mind your business, like, as long as they're not disrespecting you or making you feel I mean, I guess they are making you feel some type of way, but that seems more on you than them. Like, they can't help that you bothered, like, so
like, he definitely seems hurt after that comment, but hey, if you went around thinking you Beyonce, go for it. Doesn't faze me. I don't give a fuck. Like,
true. That's your business.
Yeah.
Just some other things to know. D'Angelo is so indecisive. Every time he talks to somebody about he and Ryan's relationship, it's a different story. I'm like, is this a different, like, timeline? Like, why every time he talks about it, it's like a different scenario. So, and then, like, when they were at the lounge and he was telling Travis his type, he was like, I like people. What did he say? He was like, I like people that are attracted to me that are my type, but I don't have a type. And I was like, what sense does that make? Like, I just feel like he's very, he doesn't really know what he wants. Either that or he's not really good at communicating his thoughts.
That's what I think that is.
Okay.
I don't think he's good at, like, communicating his thoughts, or I don't think he's good at processing his thoughts. That's no shit to Angelo because I like him. But
he just seems like he has trouble communicating. Not communicating, but, like, I guess coming across the way he wants to come across.
I feel like he kind of gets into his own head when he's trying to, like, explain himself, and that's why he's always, like, tongue-tied.
Yeah.
But, him and Ryan's relationship, non-relationship, situationship, at this point, it's like, y'all just need to hook up. You just let bygones, just go y'all separate ways.
Well,
just do that.
I just feel like, I don't think whatchamacallit wants to be in a relationship with D'Angelo.
Ryan.
I don't think, I think he wants to tell him that, because I don't know why he doesn't just tell him, like, because I think he might feel like he's gonna hurt his feelings, but I feel like he already knows, like, I mean, I guess you're kind of hurting his feelings by, like, not showing up and like, you know, not committing to him, I guess. So it's like, I feel like he should just say it, like, you know, like, I'm not as into you as I once was.
We talked about this the first episode. Like, instead of just stringing that person along, just be honest up front. I'm not feeling you. Right. I think we're better as friends, and just leave it at that.
Right. I have, we can still go on a date.
Is that Will and Travis? Like, I don't got no problem with Travis. We can still go on a date. Like, that's so weird. It's almost like Zion and Akeem from G-Status Atlanta. Yes. There's, like, this underlying animosity, but I don't know. It's just weird.
I feel like the video was kind of embarrassing.
It was.
Like, I was like, once he put up that video, I was like, ooh, you might as well drop the facade. Yeah. You definitely were praised.
Yeah. Not only that, Will was drunk as hell in that video.
Yeah, one thing you're not gonna do is play with me, bitch. Look, I got my own motherfucking place, ho. And another thing you was talking about degrees and
he really was fuck in that video. And it was so funny because we just talked about, like, how thick his accent was. Yeah. Him drunk as shit with his accent was so funny. Like,
he was drunk.
So lit.
Because I was like, what is wrong with, like, he's acting way different than he was. Like, right? I mean, he still has, like, this unneeded, out of nowhere aggression. But, like, it just was, like, more, like, delayed and slurred. And I was like, he's drunk. That's what it is. Drunk as fuck.
Hopefully he Ubered home or whatever, because he was lit.
Yeah,
like,
I was like,
super lit. Like, that video was so funny. Like,
I feel like to be that press, you have to be lit.
Yeah,
because that's when the true feelings, I feel like, come out.
And then imagine being that drunk and going home to record a video talking shit. Like,
Imagine being that drunk and just being able to like go around your like apartment. Like,
if I'm that lit, I just want to lay down.
Exactly.
I just want to sleep. Like,
I'm be like, Travis, who? What?
Right?
What happened?
Yeah,
I'm gonna lay down. Like, that's what I'm gonna do.
I just want to eat and go to sleep. That's it.
But I said they just need to fuck already.
They do. They do. Agree. I am 110% agreeing with you on that comment. Like, I don't see myself arguing with somebody that I've never met, never worked with, we never hooked up. We just butt heads like every time we meet, and I don't understand why. They just need to fuck, hook up, and then go their separate ways, just like Ryan and Angelo. It's just all the arguments between them at this point is petty.
Who's the top and who's the bottom?
I want to say Will's the top. I want to say Will's
Are we
the
sure?
Top. You think they bumping coin purses?
I think they might be bumping coin purses.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So, you know what? We're going to say that for a later episode. I was about to spill tea and kind of ruin the episode. But
you're just about to ruin up our entire shit. You about to ruin our entire shit right now.
What the fuck up our whole fucking shit right now. I was about to be shady and kind of ruin the season, but I'm going to wait until the last episode to be there.
Please do that. For the 4 listeners, 4 viewers that we have. Yes. We love y'all. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to our subscribers.
But I have written down that Travis called Quentin a roach. It was really weird and out of nowhere. I guess it was when he was on FaceTime with Malcolm. But it was very odd. Like, he was like, I guess he was trying to be funny, but I don't know. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
I didn't even peep that.
Yeah, when he was on the phone, he was like, something about dealing with your roaches, or, you know, like, make sure your roaches are together. And I'm just like, what? Like, I was like, it was a weird thing to say. Right. I feel like, but I don't want to say that he's bitter, but like, I don't know if it was maybe because he, I guess, thought Malcolm was cute and like Malcolm wasn't like reciprocating those, you know, that affection. Yeah. So like, whoever he going on a date with now, I'm jealous type shit. But yeah, I'll play it back. Like, he was like, yeah, like, I mean, he didn't know Quentin, so it's not like he was calling, like, he has beef with Quentin specifically. But it was just kind of weird that he was like something about go make sure your roaches together. I was like,
that's bitterness.
Yeah. So,
well, that's next episode. When the bitter bottoms came out.
Oof. Bitter as bottom. But we're definitely gonna take a break. And yeah, we'll be back with our least faves, our faves, our notable looks, and our reality rewind. So stay tuned. And we're back with our faves, least faves, the shade, all that good stuff. Yeah. So, start us off with what was your who was your fave of the episode?
My fave of the episode, honestly, I really didn't have a fave just because this episode was kind of dull. But if I had to pick one off the top of my head, it'll probably be. I want to go with Quentin.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Quentin is your favorite. So actually.
No, what? I mean, just because he's my fave, I mean, you could have pointed out something I didn't know.
Quentin's. I can see it. Quentin's is going to be my fave of the episode. It's weird just watching it. Not everybody, but when they were filming the show, everybody thought he was kind of like standoffish. And I don't get why people thought like, I don't understand why people didn't just see it as like nerves. Like, this is his first date with a stranger. Like, he's not going to be as welcoming and as opening as he would if he like already known this person. But yeah, just his demeanor and like I'm sorry, his work ethic, because he seems like a really hard worker.
And I would say, like, knowing now what we knew then, I feel like it adds a lot of context. Like, clearly, like I said, if you're watching the show, like, if you haven't seen anything past this episode, I would say, like, there's a lot that's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, definitely.
Or I guess that wasn't able to be expressed for some reason. So it does change the perspective of the show, I would say. So I don't know why they weren't able to like communicate that, right? But
because I think Quentin was like, we were going on dates like off camera. Yeah, I was like,
why is that happening? Yeah, like I was like, okay. Like I feel like that's kind of. I mean, I guess I'm not expecting y'all. I guess I'm not expecting them to like do everything on camera, but I feel like if it's playing a role in the storyline, I feel like it should, like I feel like it should be a part of the show.
Do you think I guess with the cameras being there, it kind of makes them act differently than it would if they weren't off camera? Like, do you think they could kind of be more relaxed and natural if they date off camera?
But here's the thing. I feel like if that's what you want to do, you shouldn't have signed up for the show. Yeah. Like, I feel like you're on this show to date on camera. So if you're like, oh, like, I don't really want to date on camera, it's like, it's almost like going on American Idol and being like, I can't sing in front of people. Like, why? Like, they'd be like, well, that's literally the whole show is you singing in front of people. So, like, I don't get why, like, you would sign up for something like this. So I feel like, granted, I mean, of course, like I said, there are going to be off-camera moments, but I just feel like they should at least mention it. Like, oh, when we were dating, like, when we were on a date, like, the other day, like, blah, 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 blah happened. Yeah. But it was, like, all that stuff came up after the fact, and it was, like, why didn't y'all document this? Right. That makes sense. Yeah. Because then it leaves holes in the story. It's like, well, now I don't know why somebody did this or why, somebody's acting like that because we, I guess, get left out information. Which makes sense because, we're not, entitled to all of their, whatever, what happens between all of them. Right. And, like, everything that happens with them. But I still think, like, that was, like, a piece of information that was missing.
I agree.
Yeah. I would say my favorite this episode was Quentin. Okay. I feel like he's coming out of his shell. He's, becoming more and more, I guess, relaxed. Yeah. Like, I feel like he was even kind of taking lead, I guess, in his date with Malcolm. So, I thought it was interesting. Like, so yeah, he's definitely my fave. Okay.
Who was your least fave of the episode?
I think who my least fave is. I mean, I haven't completely written off Travis, but I feel like Travis is definitely my least fave for this episode. Just because, I don't know, I just feel like his energy was wrong from the start. Yeah. And I feel like he was trying to blame Travis for his own, like, temperament, I guess. Like, he was like...
Will or Travis?
Will. Okay. Will was trying to blame Travis for, I guess, his, like, brawlicness. Yeah. Like, him coming at Travis. Yeah. Like, he was like, oh, like, we're Southern boys. We're supposed to be, welcoming and loving and blah, 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 blah. And, like, why didn't you give me that Southern hospitality? But it's like, you didn't give him that Southern hospitality. Right. So it's like, why does he have to give it and you, especially when you come in all, combative and, angry. It's like, I'm not about to be nice to you. Right. Like, so yeah, I think Will, and like I feel like you could see Will like starting to realize like I might be wrong or I might have read the situation the wrong way, especially with his meetup with Travis after the fact. Yeah. Like I feel like you could kind of see him being like, oh, maybe I read the situation the wrong way. But yeah, that whole thing, like, especially if you're gonna be that like brolic dude, like own up to it. Like, don't try to put it on somebody. Well, I was only acting that way this way because you were acting that way. Like, no, like stand up in it, I guess. Yeah. So, who is your least fave?
My least fave was the other half of Thelma, Louise, Travis.
They were lovers though.
Yeah. Well, they act like lovers, so shit. Just first of all, him not going on dates. It's a dating show. You haven't been on a date, and it's the 4th episode. He meets up with people to find out, like, oh, how did your date go? Or what's going on with you? When are you gonna go on a date? Like, it's a dating show. Like, I can't imagine like being on a dating show and not dating. Like, I'm just arguing with somebody. Like, even if I wasn't, like, I'm not even gonna say if I wasn't going on dates or if I wasn't getting dates, I would probably leave the show.
Yeah, I wonder, like, how does dating work? Like, I know, okay, so, like, obviously production plays a role in manipulating who gets to meet with who and who, you know, dates who, I guess. But I wonder if the producers are sending these people on dates, because if you notice the D'Angelo and Alante's date, they didn't know each other at all. And so, like, it was like to me, I just assumed that production put them on a date. And so I'm assuming that production put Quentin and Malcolm on a date too. Yeah. So I don't know if, like, they're in charge. Like, you can't reach out to this person and ask them on a date. We have to put y'all on a date. Or if it's up to, like, that person to, like, ask them on a date. If that makes sense.
I see what you're saying.
Because, like, maybe Travis did want to ask somebody out, but production is in control of putting people on dates, maybe.
That's still kind of dumb. Like, he signed up for the show.
I feel like everybody should have went on a. Well, I guess everybody couldn't have went on a. Well, maybe.
Yeah, everybody could have went on a date at least once.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. But I was gonna say, like, everybody should have been on a date with at least maybe, like, 3 other people. Yeah. Like, I feel like at least, because I feel like that just makes it more interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then you get to weigh your options.
Right.
From there. Yeah. So, yeah, he was just my least fave just because it's the 4th episode. Like, anytime he's on camera is an argument, and I just want to see this nigga go on a date. Like, we haven't seen him try to find love, or we don't even know if anybody he's on the show with is, like, compatible for him, because he hasn't dated anybody.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Do you think who do you think will go on a date with him? Not to say, like, he's, like, undateable or anything, but, like, who do you think he should get paired with, I guess?
Should Travis offer to take him on a date?
That's true. Like, multiple times.
That would have been a mess, but it would have been an attempt to see if they had anything in common. Right. Travis and Damien would have been interesting.
Okay, yeah.
I could see them dating.
I could see that, yeah.
We didn't get to see much. Yeah. Travis and their future. Yeah. Future castmate. Okay. I can see that.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, if you're watching this now, you've probably seen the whole episode, the whole season.
Yeah. I keep forgetting. But yeah, I feel like Travis and Damien would be an interesting couple, a cute couple.
Okay. I would hold on. Is that, or is that this one? Oh no. Maybe let's move this over a little bit. Okay.
Well, I'm kind of right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's because I moved this. Now, how does it look?
Still kind of bright. It's good though.
I think it's more.
Okay. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, this lighting. I'm gonna get dragged for this lighting. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Travis go on a date. I just don't know what the stipulations of the show. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know if you get to choose who you go on a date with. I don't know if they put you on a date. Right. I don't know, but I don't know. It seems like nobody's. I mean, and this is like no shade, but it just seems like he hasn't really connected with anybody.
Right.
So
yeah, it seems like anytime he meets up with somebody, it's like on a friend type of level. Like you said, him and Malcolm have like a bromance. Yeah, it's kind of platonic. Right. I kind of want to see him grow out of that stage and like date during a dating show. So.
It's especially like since this is like a dating show, it's like, well, what is the purpose of you being on here if you're not going on a date? Right. You know. So, yeah, I feel like it's kind of like Chasing Atlanta, like where it's like you have like maybe that's like one person's storyline, but everybody else is like doing other stuff, and it's like, and then on top of that, it kind of further doesn't make sense because it's like if like on Chasing Atlanta, at least they show what they do, like they're like professionally and creatively, but they don't show that on this show. So it's like you're literally like, if you're not on a date and you're not showing your business, then what are you doing?
Right. You have a favorite look of the week?
So my favorite look was definitely Quentin's jacket on his second date with Malcolm. Yes. I thought it was really cute. I love a color scheme, you know, like muted colors with like bright colors. Yeah. So I thought it was really cute. And you're right, I think he does have really nice style. Yeah, I like his style. It's really simple. See, that's how you do fashion. And this is also Atlanta. So Quentin could show these other Atlanta girls how you're supposed to dress. Like, you could have like a simple, just casual outfit, but still make it look expensive. Right. Like, Quentin needs to show these girls, other Atlanta girls, how to dress. Like, I like. Well, he is a stylist. True. Very true. And I think he also has his own fashion line. Oh, does he? Yeah, he mentioned it. Actually, he talked about it this episode, and I cannot remember the name of it because I remember he told Malcolm that he had some type of show coming up, and Malcolm said, like, if we're dating, I definitely want to go there to support him. Oh, okay. But he gave the line of his he gave the name of his fashion line, and I cannot remember the name of it, but he has pretty impeccable taste. Okay. Really good taste. Yeah, I like it. I thought it was a cute look. What about you? I had Quentin down as well for the date night. Okay. But another outfit that stood out to me was Travis's black Hawaii shirt in the confessional. You know me, I'm a simple bitch. No black, slow color. And that's that. Like, I like the shirt. Okay. I like it. The messy moment was this wasn't really messy, but Malcolm pressuring Quentin into pressuring him into like the third date. And he's like, first of all, he's pressuring him into the third date, when the second date is still has a question mark on it. But not only that, he's like, I get you're skeptical, but yes or no. I'm like, damn, do you understand what the word skeptical means? Yeah. Sir? Like, he has to let him process like what you're asking him. Let him just let it just flow. Yeah. Just let it flow. Like, I feel like Malcolm was making it seem like he was wasting, or I guess that Quentin was wasting his time. Yeah. But I feel like he really was. I feel like he was taking his time to get to know him. But also, I feel like we don't really know how much time has passed. Right. Like, this show doesn't do the best job of, like, telling us, like, how much time, you know, because it's like, well, I mean, I can see if it's been, like, months. I guess we can tell, like, because when it first started, it was like, what? Christmas? Yeah. So, like, but then somebody said something in, like, I think episode 3, and they were like, oh, like, they were referring to New Year's as if it was, like, weeks ago. So I was like, well, when is it? And then it's Atlanta, so it's like, not like you're going to see some snow. So it's like, but yeah, that's something that I wish we would have known. I did notice that the timeline of the show is kind of all over the place. Like, one scene, they're in, like, winter clothing. Yeah. And, like, 3 episodes later, they're in shorts and tank tops. So that's pretty confusing. But yeah, we kind of already talked about my messy moment, but it was Travis bringing up the video of Will. It was just so funny because it was kind of like a face crack. Yeah.
Talk about that piss poor ass attitude that you have.
You rehearsed it. I hope you practiced it. But what was this then? If you didn't have no rehearsal, but you had to.
Like, it was just like, oh, like, and it's kind of crazy because he must, he had to have been drunk, because no sober person would have put that on and then like forgot that they did that. Like, they would have been like, already, like, I'm coming to this dinner already like in a knowing that existed. But, yeah, it was just so funny to me, and how sure Travis was. He was like, I was like, damn. What about your reality rewind? Yes, my reality rewind, I'm gonna take it back to early 2010 area. Okay. The Mob Wives era. Ooh. First of all, R.I.P. to Big Ants.
I've dated plenty of wise guys, and I'm looking forward to meeting another one.
Rest in peace to Big Ants. Yes. But I want to talk about the first season. Well, a fight from the first season. Okay. We've had some iconic fights from the first season. Some pretty iconic fights. Renee and Carla, as they call her. I'm gonna talk about Drita versus Karen on the rooftop.
Ooh, that was like, was that the first fight?
No, it was the second fight of the first season. The first fight was Karen and Renee at the dining room table. Yeah,
keep my boyfriend's head out of your mouth.
And they got the fuck down. People. But yeah, Drita versus Karen. Just the rooftop. First of all, Drita walking in looking like she ain't slept in about 4 days. Mm-hmm. Renee even said Drita looked like she hadn't slept in about a week. But the tension, and then the argument, and then Drita jumping up with, I guess, a candle holder.
Oh my God.
Renee fucking holding Karen. It was just a mess. That's what a rooftop brawl for the ages.
The fact that Karen basically, this all started because Karen was mad that Drita had slept with her boyfriend, but we find out during the fight that not only was she also cheating on her boyfriend, Karen was also cheating on her boyfriend, but she was cheating with one of Drita's men.
Cause you my boyfriend when you were with Lee, right?
I know I never boyfriend. I made out with him when I was like 21. No, I didn't. And you ratted me out.
So it was like, wait.
And it is crazy. Karen was cheating on her boyfriend with Lee.
Yes.
And then Lee started, I guess, messing around with Drita after Karen and Drita fell out, and then they ended up getting married.
So they just swapped couples, basically.
That was messy.
That
was messy.
I just want to do a flashback to, I guess, LGBTQ love dating. I guess the first one I remember is A Shot at Love.
With Tila Tequila.
With problematic ass Tila Tequila.
Mm-hmm.
But this was back before all of that. Yeah. Let's refer back to that. But yeah, she was, I guess, bisexual. She identified as bisexual. And so I guess that was her coming out on the show. And she had a group of men, a group of women, and she just kind of dated. And I just remember being like, that's so interesting. Like, they got men and women on the show. Like,
that show was pretty mixy.
It was very mixy. And I remember a lot of fights happening.
Yeah, this show was littered with fights.
Like, and then I remember, like, the couples were hooking, like, not the couples, but, like, because, you know, like, some of the women were bisexual that were also going for Tila. So it was like, they were hooking up with the men contestants. And it was just
a mess.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that coronavirus might have started with that show. Like, I feel like, I mean, like, it's kind of delayed being that was like early 2000s, but it was very mixy.
It was. That show was very fucking mixy.
But yeah, that was like the first like LGBTQ. I'm not saying it was the first one that ever exists, but just the one that I remember. And yeah, it was kind of wild. Like,
it was. It definitely was.
But yeah, that was my reality rewind. Do we have a question for the people before we go?
Yes, because I believe this episode, Malcolm and Quentin talked about Martin Luther King Day. So my question is, who the hell thought it was a good idea to turn MLK Day into a day for a sex party? A day that, like, an orgy? Whose idea was that?
I think it's just the extra day that you get.
My camera just died, so that's probably a good thing.
That just shows that you
was
carrying too much.
Yeah, my camera's dead. But that's my
Sony
question.
said not on our watch.
Not today.
Not on my watch, okay?
Yeah, Sony said, fuck what you talking about.
Oh my God.
Actually, I guess it's my camera died. That's not gonna be my question. I don't know. What's my question? I don't have a question.
I think my question would be like, would you go on a blind date?
Good question.
Like, your best friend is setting you up, and it's not a fake ass blind date where you get to see who the person is before,
you can't put
like,
social media.
Yes. Would you agree to go on a, like, your best friend is gonna put you on a blind date with somebody, somebody realistic? Would you go on that blind date?
Good question.
Yeah. So, would you?
I would.
You would. Okay.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would. Yeah, if it's my best friend, I feel like they know my type, and
right.
I can also trust their judgment.
Right.
So yeah, I would definitely.
I think I would too, just to, like, I don't know, see who the person is.
Right.
I guess, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I think I definitely would. But yeah, that's the comment question. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
And also, don't forget to go give a shout out, not a shout out, but a follow to Kevonburnsonline, the producer who publishes the series.
Yes.
So yeah, go do that.
It's a really good show. Like, it's kind of crazy that it doesn't have, I guess, the same viewership as Chasing Atlanta or all the other shows. Yeah. But it's pretty good. Yeah. Like,
it's a good show.
Yeah. I give a follow to them, and of course, give a follow to us. Yes. And yeah, we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.